We had fun at Disneyland, but now it's back to Walt Disney World. And this morning I'm starting off a multi-park construction adventure at Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom opens up first, so I wanted to come here and then go to Magic Kingdom and then Hollywood Studios today. I'm wearing my new backpack, but today I want to see the Pueblo Esperanza Encanto construction, the Rivers of America Cars construction, and then the Animation Courtyard Muppets construction. So I got through security, and I'm going to breakfast at Magic Kingdom instead of Animal Kingdom, even though Animal Kingdom is one of my favorite places to have breakfast at Disney World. I don't have a lot of time at Animal Kingdom, but I do want to show it's in my theme park bag. So this is my new official oyby theme park bag with all of my pins. I have a small pocket there for batteries and my wallet, maybe some smaller things. I have this bucket right here for like a portable charger, and then like microphone stuff, and then I have this bigger pouch here for like my spare lens and a portable fan and an umbrella, and then maybe a spare drink, and then I have this new water bottle that I can bring with me, and then a smaller pouch for like my phone or sunglasses. I like this bag a lot. It's a over-the-shoulder bag, which is an improvement on my previous bag, and there's a lot of space, a lot of pockets. I doubt that I'll have anywhere close to the amount of stuff that I have in here right now. I just wanted to put as much in this bag as I could just to show generally maybe what I would have in here on like a longer theme park day. But I'm not going to have all this in here all the time. But now I'm going inside Animal Kingdom and over to DinoLand U.S.A. While I still can, of course, because on February 2nd, DinoLand will be closed. The final remaining pillars of DinoLand U.S.A, Dinosaur and Restaurantosaurus, their final days, February 1st. This is new. This is my little quiet area walking across the bridge, but Pluto is meeting over here in the Oasis now. But I'm going to DinoLand. I hope I have time to go to Animal Kingdom and then Magic Kingdom to have lunch, to have breakfast at Magic Kingdom. I don't know where I'm gonna have lunch. Maybe Studios? I should have also mentioned that I'm trying to do this before work, which is never a good idea. Cool. This is the Zootopia Better Zootopia facade. This is opening up in about a week, which will be open by the time that you see this video. I am not used to seeing there just be nothing over here in DinoLand. You can just see completely through the entire land. Isn't this just jarring and abrupt? Just not having DinoLand be here. The entire playground has been demolished. The boneyard and the dig site, they're doing active excavation right now. They destroyed this so fast. Whenever I do theme park construction update videos, it feels a little bit pointless, and that I can't really timely compete with people that do this as their entire content identity. But for me, it's about being able to watch this back myself in the future and just see what this area looks like before it becomes this entire new land, before this is Encanto. Right now it's just dirt and walls and just this walkway to get back to Restaurantosaurus and Dinosaur. These walls are definitely new because I was able to see the boneyard before they tore it down. I'm also wearing my new watch. There's just nothing left at all of the boneyard or the dig site or Dinorama. This is Donald's meet and greet over here now by Restaurantosaurus. And then I presume that Chip and Dale are still back here, and Daisy is also over here. And yeah, Chip and Dale are back here. You can see over there is what the entrance to DinoLand was. Nothing's different about Dinosaur back here. This is going to be very popular in the next few months. All right, but I'm turning around because I need to get breakfast at Magic Kingdom. I mostly just wanted to see this and how fast they just tore this down. And they'll come back for Better Zootopia, so that's when we'll probably go to Restaurantosaurus one more time. This was definitely sad, but at least progress is being made. Maybe I should have been that a little bit. Dinorama, whatever, but the boneyard, I love. Play areas. And then Dinosaur, that's a bummer. Play areas in the sense of the Boneyard and Tom Sawyer Island and Camp Jurassic, just themed recreational areas of exploration, because we are losing these places fast, but we did get the Viking training camp over in Epic Universe, so I am happy about that. I'm optimistic about Better Together. I'll always be nostalgic for Tough to Be a Bug, but this is a fun property, and Nick and Judy are going to be meeting here, I think. Just passed by Kevin on my way to the park. We're overdue for an Animal Kingdom day. I feel like I just come to Animal Kingdom and talk about something and then go somewhere else, or I do a challenge and then I come to Animal Kingdom and I ride a ride or I eat a food and then I leave. But Animal Kingdom deserves more. It is my least favorite park, but it's still a phenomenal theme park, and maybe coming here less often does make it more special. So it is a party night at Magic Kingdom, so it should be a little bit easier to get into, which I need to do reasonably quickly because I am cutting it close with breakfast and then also when I need to leave to go to work. All right, I'm walking back to the car and probably taking almost everything out of this backpack because it was very unnecessary, but I wanted to show it. It's a good thing that I parked 1,000 miles away. That's really going to help my time today. And a few minutes later, I'm at Magic Kingdom. Looks like I'm parking in the back of the parking lot of Magic Kingdom too. All right, I'm walking to the tram to head into Magic Kingdom and I guess get some breakfast. I'll probably go to Rivers of America first. Could have gotten on this tram, but I didn't. I thought they were not boarding, but they still were. This is a game that I like to play of trying to beat the next tram. So should I have waited for the tram that's pulling up right now back there, or was it better to walk? Generally, it's probably better to just wait for the tram, but I'm walking. I don't like being like idle. The tram's behind me. Ooh. It's not fair because the tram that I could have been on, I didn't get on because it was there for so long, so I presume that they weren't boarding. They were still boarding, and now they're mugging me. All right, I think I technically beat the tram because it hasn't pulled in yet. And I'm through security. I keep getting flagged for security even though I have nothing in my bag. And here's my monorail to Magic Kingdom. It's always a little surreal going to Disneyland and then coming back to Magic Kingdom. Just what's different, and what's very similar, and what's better and what's worse. I'm going to try to make this a quick trip to Magic Kingdom so I can go over to Hollywood Studios. This is my last time seeing all the Halloween decorations this year. All right, I'm going to go straight over to the Rivers of America. Magic Kingdom is still just beautiful, but Disneyland is just so... It's not that it's small, it's that it's intimate. One day I want a giant jack-o'-lantern, and then whenever we get the original castle colors back, that'll be really nice. What's sort of weird is that for both Disneyland and Disney World, I spend the least amount of time on Main Street. I'm the most unfamiliar in both parks of Main Street, which is because I want to prioritize the rides, but at some point, for both parks, I want to just really explore Main Streets. All right, but I'm going over to Frontierland. I might just get a breakfast bagel sandwich this morning, although I've not been over to, what is it in Fantasyland? Friar's Nook. I've not been to Friar's Nook in a minute for breakfast. So I'm crossing through Adventureland over to Frontierland. Nothing is particularly new about the walls over here, I don't think, but you can see all these excavators just destroying Tom Sawyer Island. So I've seen some unfortunate pictures of Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island that they have demolished pretty much every single building and tunnel and the fort on the island, which is definitely sad, but I'm glad that they're finally just doing it, I guess. It's just really hard to actually like see it happening. And it was very nice to go to Disneyland and pretty much do everything around there, Tom Sawyer Island, Pirate's Lair and Rivers of America, and Columbia, and the riverboats, and the canoes. This is over by what used to be the Shootin' Arcade, which is gone now. I'm trying to find like a unique place to try to see the construction. I would think that it would be maybe from like Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Some sort of like aerial vantage point, which would be probably Tiana's. Definitely Big Thunder Mountain once that reopens, but that isn't reopening until next year. The little Mississippi over here is just completely gone. I'm just gonna walk all the way back, I think. It is probably a good thing that they put up the scrim so that I can't actually see the active demolition of Tom Sawyer Island, because all those crunching and metallic sounds, they make me sad. And again, there's really nothing new to show over here because of this, but I wanted to come over here again and just be here while it's happening. I only have like 15 minutes though to get breakfast before they stop serving. It would be cool to try to ride Tiana's just to see what I could see from up there, but that is quite a commitment for just a few seconds of there's Tom Sawyer Island being demolished. Maybe I'll go to this bridge. It's a little bit more of an elevation. Oh, holy crap, yeah. Look at that. That is actively getting destroyed right now, and I can barely see all the little bulldozers. I can see that the entire island is pretty much gone though, that's for sure. I don't really know what the proper name for this is. Is it an excavator or a bulldozer? This is interesting to see. It's gonna be really sad when the boat launch over here goes, the raft launch for Tom Sawyer Island. That's pretty much all that I wanted to see. This is Thunder Mountain back here, which is not reopening again until next year. I know the vloggers are gonna have their places of much of the construction as it happens. Probably definitely up here on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I was gonna say maybe back on the train station, but that's not gonna reopen for a while. All right, but I put in a mobile order at the Golden Oak Outpost, which that is right over here by Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They serve breakfast for like 10 more minutes. So I got this at the last second, and I have never seen this before, and I am so excited. This is the honey butter chicken biscuit breakfast sandwich with egg, strawberry jalapeno jam, and pepper jack, served with potato barrels. And then this is the banana caramel beignets. Light, sweet, and fluffy beignets with powdered sugar, bananas, and caramel sauce. Are you kidding me? I almost got just a regular bagel sandwich and they have this over here. Reminder that I'm not a food vlogger, but where has this been? Look at this sandwich. Well, that was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. A slightly spicy honey butter chicken biscuit with jam and banana beignets. After having my chicken biscuit and my bananas, I'm heading out of Magic Kingdom over to Hollywood Studios. The weather's a little bit weird today. We didn't get to do everything that we would have wanted to do at Disneyland that we usually do because we have different rides at both parks, like Peter Pan's Flight and Space Mountain, but not doing their Tiana's or their Treehouse when they're new and different compared to ours. I do regret that a little bit, but we'll be back to Disneyland. We did only have one day, and I definitely wanted to prioritize Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. It looks like it might rain, and I left my umbrella in the car, even though I just bragged about how my umbrella can fit perfectly in my backpack now. I'm guessing by the time that I upload this video, the Christmas decorations will probably already be up at Magic Kingdom. It wasn't too long ago that I sort of teased that we'd be doing something a little bit different for Halloween this year because we didn't go to Mickey's Not So Scary, and that's what we did. We went to Oogie Boogie Bash in Disneyland. At least I can feel confident that I can upload that video before Halloween, so not uploading Halloween stuff on Thanksgiving. I do wish that Starlight was more like Paint the Night. It had, and still has, so much potential. But goodbye, Halloween and Magic Kingdom. Next time here, there's going to be a Christmas tree where the jack-o'-lanterns inside the park are, not these. Forgot the Magic Kingdom was annoying, and, well, let me take the monorail before, like, noon. Back to the TTC. I walked up, and I pulled away, and I am the only one here. I do find this, like, extraordinarily inconvenient. I don't know why I just can't take the monorail back to the TTC in the morning. I changed my mind. I'm taking the resort monorail because that was just taking way too long. And again, I know that it's about just sort of expediting the arrival experience for guests, but it's just so inconvenient. And as soon as I get here, the doors close. I am having really crappy Disney transportation luck. The next monorail's here, but so is the ferry boat. Maybe it's not gonna rain after all. It only did take a few minutes, but having to stop at the Contemporary is just, I don't know, it's not my favorite. It's pretty convenient. Just trying to get back to the TTC. Well, I've had good and bad Disney transportation experiences, and this one was a bad one. Just really annoying. But I want to emphasize that they're usually good. All right, at least I'm getting out of the tram. I will commend the monorail getting to Magic Kingdom. That was really what made me get breakfast on time, so I appreciate that. Also, I spilled caramel all over my pants and my leg, and that's also impacting my mood. So I'm sorry, Disney transportation. Now to walk back to my car and then drive to Hollywood Studios. That was one of the quickest trips I've made to Magic Kingdom in a while. And a few minutes later, I'm at Hollywood Studios. Well, I have better luck here with parking. I do think that out of all of the parks, Hollywood Studios is the most consistent, the easiest to get into, and I appreciate it. So I'm not gonna be taking the tram or the ferry or the monorail. I'm just gonna walk. All right, so I'm heading into Disney's Hollywood Studios and going over to Animation Courtyard. I do also want to go over to One Man's Dream. There's like a new display over there. I was excited to come back to Hollywood Studios after going to California, Adventure, but then also just being in Hollywood because we went to the actual Chinese theater on Hollywood Boulevard. There's a slightly smaller Carthay Circle Theater and then some direct Anaheim references like this billboard. Wish you were here at Paradise Pier, convenient red car trolley service from Hollywood Junction Station. That's how Pixar Pier. That's very backlit. This is cool. There's a Hollywood Tower Hotel billboard, fashionable dining and modern accommodations. And then that's the entrance of Hollywood Studios, the Mickey Mouse Crossroads of the World replica of the one that's actually in Los Angeles on Sunset Boulevard that we saw a couple years ago. So I'm walking over to Animation Courtyard. Jiminy Cricket just walked by. I think Jiminy Cricket and Pinocchio meet here, as well as like Bert and Mary Poppins. So the biggest change by far is that the archway over here into the original backlot tour of MGM has been demolished. There is nothing left of the arch at all. This is so sad. So I did come to Hollywood Studios right before they tore this down. Even the launch bay sign's gone. I was driving to work and I didn't have time to film an entire vlog, so I wanted to come to Hollywood Studios very quickly just in case they did tear down this sign before our trip to California, and they totally did. So this is video of me walking up to the arch one last time before they tore it down, on the off chance that they did tear it down, and they did. This is very abrupt, not having the arch here anymore. You can see the Little Mermaid marquee much easier, but this is the magic of Disney animation. It's going to be coming back to this courtyard next year. This is the concept art that they released online. I'm really excited about this, just bringing trees and benches back to this area and meet and greets. And just being able to go into the animation building again, and all that they're bringing back to this courtyard. This is still probably going to be some sort of like a dance show, and then the Little Mermaid is still going to be here too. This is another one of the concept arts that they have. It would have been cool to go to the Walt Disney Studios to just refamiliarize ourselves with the area that they're trying to base this on. Like this is the Pluto corner, and that's a very famous street sign at Walt Disney Studios in Burbank. And then this sign too, I think. But yeah, the animation building, we did at least see this, that they're building here in California. I'm just really excited for this. This is what this area has needed for so long. It's just been nothing but like a concrete stroller parking lot, and they're actually going to allegedly plant trees and have benches. And then this is the Little Mermaid building, and then the dance party, whatever they're going to be doing there. But the animation building, so excited for that. So the walls go around this entire area. To get to the Little Mermaid, you have to go down the stairs and then back over here, and this whole courtyard is just walled off. See, so we came down the stairs, and it's just this tiny little corner over here that's just the Little Mermaid. But to go back here to as far back as I can go with these walls, which is not very far, because this is just where the show lets out. And I do anticipate, I hope, that they're repainting the sound stages back here with these colors. This is the theater. And this is as far back as you can go. Back to the old animation courtyard launch bay. And they did take down the launch bay sign again, and they're starting to do repainting, but that's where the massive sorcerer hat is going to go for the Royal Disney Animation Building. So now I'm going to go over to One Main Stream. This is Walt Disney Presents, which was always called One Main Stream, but the film is still called One Main Stream. And after seeing this in California, we're getting the Walt Animatronic 2. It seems like it would make more sense for it to be here instead of Carousel of Progress. I think that every time we go to Disneyland, I want to just walk around Disneyland exhibit here in Walt Disney Presents. This is the reproduction of the original model of Disneyland's Sleeping Beauty Castle. And then this is the model of Disneyland Park, which looks significantly different than it did when we were there. This is Adventureland and Frontierland, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland. And then Main Street USA. And then what is no longer there anymore, Paradise Pier. We just rode that like a week ago. I do miss when it was called Paradise Pier. Pixar Pier is fun, there's more synergy with it, but I do miss Paradise Pier a lot. This was the Lamplight Lounge, which we had a little drink at right there, overlooking the rest of California Adventure. And this is the newest exhibit at Walt Disney Presents, Walt Disney Imagineering Presents, Monstropolis, Tropical Americas, and Cars. For Monstropolis, they have just a couple of the concept arts of the land, which is sort of interesting because I thought some of this was outdated at this point. But they have a little Mike and Sully figure down here, and then sort of the same thing for Piston Peak, Cars Land, here that they've already released. Just the concept art of it. And then a little Lightning McQueen and Mater down there. I just had to look at this. There's Frontierland and Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. It's hard to believe that this is all going to fit where Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island was. But this is the model of the Tropical Americas, Pueblo Esperanza, at Animal Kingdom, where DinoLand U.S.A. is, and this is absolutely the most intricate model. So this is the entrance right here. There's like a fountain. This is the carousel. That's where the boneyard is. And then this is going to be the new ride where Dinorama was. This is the Encanto ride. There are the gift shops back there. This is where Restaurantosaurus is right now. And then way back there is going to be the new Indiana Jones ride, replacing Dinosaur. There it is, I wanted it to focus. It's going to be a pretty cool facade. I specifically wanted to re-ride Indiana Jones at Disneyland just to get hyped about this and be okay with Dinosaur closing. But this model is massive, and there's just so much to try to take in this entire area. Okay, I think I'm excited for this. So because of the construction, Walt Disney Presents is one way in, one way out now. I could watch One Main Stream if I want to, but we just watched that in California, so I'm heading back out of Walt Disney Presents. So I came out of Walt Disney Presents, One Main Stream over there, and I'm going over to the Chinese theater. Actually, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna go get some lunch first. And then I'm gonna go somewhere that I have not gone in a long time, which is the Dockside Diner, because this always closes early. They have a bunch of hot dogs here that I'm normally not in the mood for, but today I am. All right, here's my hot dog from Dockside Diner. Somehow, I got mustard on my pants. So this is the pretzel hot dog, which is an all-beef quarter-pound hot dog topped with apple braised sauerkraut and onions, drizzled with mustard aioli on a pretzel bread, and served with house-made chips. I'm anticipating this just being a hot dog. So that was great, and now I'm heading over towards Star Tours. Well, I'm walking over to Muppets. Look at this. Rise of the Resistance is a 20-minute wait right now. So since Launch Bay closed, Darth Vader is now meeting over here in the queue. of Star Tours, apparently. I don't see them right now, but I think it might happen in the queue of Star Tours. I don't know if that's outside or inside, but I really wanted to go over to Muppets. I don't think that there's anything particularly new over here since they demolished the Muppets merch studio building, but they did take down the marquee. There's no building in the Courtyard. There's still some Muppet stuff in the Courtyard, like the Pizza Rizzo sign. The coaster's being constructed all the way back there, but again, there is no more Muppet Vision 3D marquee sign. They took it down. I think this is going to be a very slow construction project. I still want to be optimistic and say that they could open up this part of Monstropolis before they open the coaster in different phases. So at least people could get into Monstropolis, and maybe like a year or so after they open up the Courtyard, they could open up the coaster too. But I don't know, I'm impatient. I'm gonna go back to the Chinese theater now. I wanted to look at some of the names over there and then leave to go to work. I just like to do this, where I go to the real thing and then I go to the theme park thing, because there are obvious monumental differences, like this is a gift shop in Hollywood, and this too, over on the other side. And then the Courtyard, which feels a little bit smaller. I think this is a smaller scale. This facade is a recreation of the Chinese theater, originally built in Hollywood, California in 1928. I did look at pictures that we took when we were there, and a lot of this is pretty much identical. It even looks better here than it does in California. I'm not gonna look at all of them, but here's Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, and then Goofy. There's Kermit the Frog and Jim Henson. And then Roger Rabbit. Way over here is Donald Duck. They're sort of all over the place. I just wanted to show some of the characters that they have all over the Courtyard here. There's obviously a lot of real people too, and not just characters. But I need to go to work. That was fun though, just to walk around and compare with Hollywood. And just generally comparing our California trip at Disneyland and California Adventure with going to Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios today. Something that I do think would be cool is if Hollywood Studios had a red car trolley like California Adventure did, with the cable lines going up and down the street for Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset Boulevard. I would love that. Also, next time I come to Hollywood Studios, it'll be Christmas here. All right, but I'm going back to the car. Let's see, where's Los Angeles? Is that on here? Duh, Hollywood Studios is Los Angeles, so they wouldn't put it on the sign, but I'm going back to the car to go to work. So thank you for coming with me to Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios to see the progress on the construction projects at Walt Disney World. Just to be able to record it, to look back on in the future, I think is a really cool opportunity. I have regret when they were taking down the Sorcerer Hat at Hollywood Studios. I didn't really record it. I recorded myself walking past it. That was actually a fun fact. That was the day before I met Brennan. But I want to be able to record that kind of stuff, just to watch this video at some point and just see that progress. And I also brought my new theme park bag with me today. I had a lot of food, but I have to go to work. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, and goodbye. I also got to just walk around Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios and just think about our Disneyland trip, which was a lot of fun. Goodbye.